Hey, this is Buzz signing in. In this episode, I'll be showing you my Bearcat 980 installation into my 2016 Ford F-150 pickup. Currently, I had a Uniden 510 XL, much smaller radio in there, which was powered with the 12-volt auxiliary port. I'm going to move that over to my Honda Pilot and put the Bearcat into the F-150, and that's coming up next on AirWaves.
Buzz Stone's AirWaves.
Here's my radio setup in my F-150 pickup. As I stated, I had removed the Uniden radio I had, the smaller unit. It's a Uniden Pro 510 XL. Very small radio, and as I said, I had the lighter adapter to power it. So this is going into my Honda Pilot now, which has a much less space than the F-150, so this should fit in there nicely. And I took the Bearcat 980 single sideband radio out of the house and installed it here in the truck. And you see above it there, that's my dual band 2 70 centimeter ham rig. But this video is focusing on the Bearcat. And you see I have the display in blue because that matches the dash in the truck. And in a little bit here I'm going to do a radio test. I got a buddy who lives about 30 miles away. That's by highway, so I'm figuring point to point it's probably around 25 miles, give or take, and we'll see how this radio is going to do. Looking at the wiring here, what I did was I already had a lead, power lead from the battery running up to the ham radio there, and what I did was I tapped in to that existing power there using what I call a vampire connector that clamps onto the existing cable, and you hook your power leads into it. So you see those there. Those are running up underneath the driver's seat, and then there's a drain plug in the truck that I ran through all the wiring through that drain plug. And also ran the antenna coax in under the seat as well, but I did have to drill a new hole for it because of the PL259 connector was too big to fit through the existing drain plug there. Okay, here's the front of my F-150, and I wanted to show you what I did with the wiring. You see I ran the power wiring down through a slot here. It runs down inside the fender panel. I was able to get access into the dash area by doing that. And then you see the red and black power cable running across the back of the engine compartment, and then down here to the battery. Before, when I had the Uniden in the truck, because it was just a 4-watt radio, I was using the 12-volt auxiliary power cigarette type adapter outlet. But I figured since I was putting the Bearcat in with single sideband, you know, it's got more power, so better safe than sorry, and a lot more reliable. Plus, I often need the 12-volt auxiliary outlets for other things that I've got plugged in there, chargers and stuff like that. And this is the antenna I'm using. This is actually an old Radio Shack magnetic mount antenna. And this F-150 is the aluminum body model. So there was nowhere to use a magnetic mount antenna on the vehicle. So I bought this steel toolbox, so I would have something to mount my antenna to, but also because I needed to carry supplies in there anyway. But I'm getting ready to replace this antenna with a Fighter 5000, which is made by Sirio in Italy. It's got really good reviews. It'll handle up to 5,000 watts for a brief period of time, 600 watts continuously, which is way more than I'll ever use, but it's a really good antenna. I think it's like 6.5 foot long steel whip. But I'll do a video on that when I get that in. But this antenna is doing a remarkably good job. This is, I think, one of the better magnet mount antennas that Radio Shack made. Okay, let's do a contact here now. I've got Radio Buddy who lives about 30 miles away by highway. So I'm figuring, like I say, around 25 miles at least, I would think, point to point. Also, I want to point out I've switched out the stock Bearcat mic for this power mic. It's made by AirWaves, and I've been impressed with it. It seems to be very well made. There's your power button where you can adjust it. I've got it set to 2. Anything more than that, and it had kind of a high frequency squeal in there. It was just overdriving the radio. But got really good audio reports using this. But anyway, let's see if my buddy can hear us here today. 280-280-334 calling.
Okay. Good morning. Coming in fine down here on 334-280.
Yeah, I've got a great signal on you, just as good as before. I was telling the viewers here that I checked on MapQuest, and it's showing you're about 30 miles away by road. So I'm figuring, 25 miles give or take, point to point. So yeah, doing a great job here.
Okay, very good. Yeah, that's probably pretty accurate, using the term as the crow flies. Stretch a string, the distance, that's probably fairly accurate. Nice signal here, around 4 or 5S units coming in well.
Yeah, of course I'm running barefoot, using the power mic. Maybe you could tell the viewers what your setup is there.
Yeah, we're using probably a 50-year-old or a little bit older, probably Lafayette 525 is what we're using here. But yeah, nice audio, 334, sounds good.
Okay, and yeah, same on this end, and I guess you're running the standard 4 watts?
Well, yeah. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. That's a good assumption.
Okay, well, we appreciate it, 280. We'll go ahead and wrap up the transmission here. I just wanted to give everybody a view of how well the layout here was working. And when I get that new antenna I ordered, maybe we'll do it again sometime.
Okay, sounds good. My pleasure. We'll talk with you a little bit later then. Let me know if you want to do any more. Talk to you later, 280.
Okay, that wraps up this episode of AirWaves. Hope you enjoyed it. If you would, please subscribe. If you haven't already, be sure to like and share the video. And in the future, I'll be updating this. As I stated, I've got a new antenna that's coming. So when I get that installed, we'll do another radio test and see if it makes a difference. This is Buzz, and I'll see you down the dial.